All right, so let's get this started. So I've got a couple new people on, or if you haven't on, I may have forgotten. But just kind of tell me what do you drew you to this? What you kind of expecting from on the session, or what are you looking for? We'll start with you, Ms.
Well, I'm actually trying to become more aware of what is going on in the digital age and technology and being able to respond if something should come to my
Yeah,
forefront. And I'm going to take this information and become a smarter person and pay close attention to where we're going in technology.
awesome, awesome. Uh, Let the ladies go. Tree, Miss Trina, what brought you here?
Good morning to everyone. Actually, Jeff, I became a participant because I kind of piggyback off for Mary. I want to just be knowledgeable in the technology world. I see AI is taking over. However, I still like the grassroots too. So I want to combine the two. Had a as an old chew the meat and spit out the bone. So what worked for
Right,
me, long as
right.
I have knowledge of it, than to be unknowledgeable, that's a whole different, segment. So I'm here to learn the basics, get the tools, and what works for me. Same way with the computer. I can't do everything, but I can do the basics and some things. And what I don't know, I reach out and ask.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Okay. Brother Tim, what brought you here?
Well, I just worked on a thesis on AI and I was like, hey, I got to hear this. Somebody knows talking about it. I'm all in.
So you're currently working on a thesis?
No, I just finished a research paper and got an A on it. So I'm like, oh, well, I know talking about AI, AGIASI, I'm all in.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. And I got some recommendations too. Remind me to come back to that'll, especially if you're doing research and things like that, some AI stuff. Alvin, what brought you here?
When AI came out, I pretty much just jumped into it, signing up for different platforms. So I'm actively using it, but I jumped in without any, without a complete understanding of where it came from, where it is, where it's going. For example, I just finished composing an entire film using AI and did some special effects using AI. Wrote a couple of books, and then with the expansion of our business, I just found out last month that we have Zayo Dark Fiber 35 feet from my driveway. I'm wanting to get into the data center because AI needs server space to live. So just want to get a background and an understanding, the theory behind the practical, if you will.
Okay. What can I ask? What tool did you use what you guys use to create your videos, your movies?
Sound raw.
Who?
Sound raw.
Sound Raw. Okay. That's right. That's on that high level. And so they've incorporated AI with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool. That's
and there's another one called Artist AI OI. I use that to all my Foley, ADR, special effects. And then I used audio. I forgot the other audio where I used to clean all my audio from
okay.
set with the background noise. So one thing it showed me is I pretty much with AI, it was probably about 20 jobs I didn't have to hire. I just did it myself.
Yeah. That's like my next spiel. Absolutely. And so that's good, man. That's good. Now, because and I'm gonna give y'all my background in a minute, but I'm gonna have to look into some of these tools. Of course, I'm not doing any type of video and on your guys' level, but I had heard some of it, but one of them I hadn't heard of, so I may just look into it to see because I'd like to see what it do and just what level of AI they're incorporating into it. So I may follow up with you on that just to get the names of those again. Larry, I know you're a returning customer. What brought you here today? What you looking for today?
Well, because I am a returning um, participant on this particular platform or this webinar, I thought I'd come back. Question for Alvin, is the movie that you created available for the public to see? Because I would love to see what you created with those tools.
Yeah, the movie was shot in the reality sense. It was just the music and ADR. Nah, I actually just finished it. I have a screen. It probably won't be out till fourth quarter. So I'm getting ready to stop it. So yeah, so it's a full length
Yeah.
thriller film. Yeah.
Yay.
I'm proud. We're proud of you, bro. Just want to say that again. We're proud of you, Tammy. We're so proud of you. I've known you for a while, and you've always been a good dude. And so you deserve all the blessings, man. You've always been a good dude in my eyesight. So I want to give you that while we're sitting here. So I appreciate.
I appreciate
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I appreciate everybody being here. So let me give you a little bit about my background, and I'm gonna do this because many of y'all know me, but y'all don't know me. It's like and I had a friend say to me, we haven't been friends a long time, but he was like, "Man, what are you doing?" It's like I see this AI stuff, and he's like, "Man, I'm not gonna lie." I was like, "Was Jeff trying to start a new job or something?" Many people don't know I have 30 years of tech. I've been in tech for 30 years. Well, I've been professionally in tech for 30 years. You may know me from my conference or things like that I do, but I pay my bills. My livelihood has been in IT for at least 30 years. I know I've written code. I know how to do that. Right now, I am a project manager working for a healthcare company. And what I do is I've gone from hands-on to overseeing different things and acquisitions and stuff like that. So that's why I travel a lot. But my background has been in tech. I have been in the world of AI. I'm going to be real honest. I mean, I've always followed tech and Google and all these companies that were talking about AI about 10, 15 years ago. But I really have been really engulfed in it in like maybe the last 5 years and been just like swimming in it in 22 when ChatGPT launched because it's a different form of AI. So, and as a result, I have now taken why I'm doing all of this, and again, I've had a background. Some people know me, just know it. Most people don't. But I am doing this now because of what has happened with AI. With the launch of ChatGPT in 2022, everybody thinks AI is new. It isn't. AI is not new. Number one, my goals and my motives is to help dispel the fears of AI. There are things to be concerned with. With any technology, there are concerns. There people can use it maliciously, things like that. But what we don't see, because the media has done an amazing job at scaring people, is how powerful this tool is. And AI is a tool. And my message has been, I didn't come up with this, but I have sure been sharing it. AI is not going to replace jobs. People that know how to use AI will be replacing jobs. And my goal is to make you and people that attend this and being a part of this one of those people. You just heard Alvin say he didn't have to hire a few people because he learned how to, I know he says he's trying to figure it out, but he's using AI. It is a tool to make you productive. And whether we like it or not, and I've been going around, I'm doing a lot of panels and I'm teaching. What I want people to understand is, like it or not, it's here, it's coming, and we can't afford to put our heads in the sand. So I have relaunched my company, which is the J. Rob United Group. And of course, as I'm speaking and teaching AI, but I consult and I help small businesses and entrepreneurs and faith-based organizations implement AI into their operations. But I also have a Six Sigma certification. What is that? That allows me to come into your corporation. This is what I kind of do for a living. And I evaluate your processes and I see how we can make them more lean. You may have heard that term lean. How we can be more effective. I can recommend this. I can recommend that. I can look at how you operate. And whether you're a big organization or an individual, I can look at how you operate and say, hey, now that I'm bringing in my technical knowledge, why don't we bring in this tool and you can be more effective here? And that way you're not sending out emails 12 times a day, but you have an automated process. So I am introducing AI automation to companies and things like that. So that's what I do. That's what I do. Outside of the conference and my gospel music background, my background has been in tech for over 3 decades. So, of course, I have my church experience and all that. But from why we're here and what validates me to do this is I have a 30 plus year background and career in technology. So that's what I do. That's who I is. All right. So move on. A few things I want to bring up just because I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. Chat GPT, those of you that use it, let me how many of y'all, does everybody here use Chat GPT or do you use Google Bard, or just kind of unmute yourselves and tell me what you're using or which ones you're using?
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT, okay.
About 4 of them.
I'm
Which ones?
unaware.
Okay, who said, wait, that was you, Mary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Now, when you said Chat GPT, who said 4 of them? Larry?
I use Chat and Bard, but then I use a couple of other ones.
Which ones?
Let's see. I'm I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'll have
Claude?
to
Is
click
it
on the
Claude
link.
or Claude and Perplexity?
Perplexity, absolutely. It's got some shit, some stuff with the algorithm, but I like Perplexity is one of them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Larry, how many of them you using?
Chat and I think that's the one I use mostly in terms of um just like quick stuff or
Just period. Which one of the AI chatbots do you use? It does. I'm
oh
not saying anything particular. Do you use chat? Do
chat,
you use?
and then there's one inside the WhatsApp deal that I use for just like quick
Okay.
because it's on my phone. I use
Gotcha.
ChatGPT on my computer and the one in the WhatsApp on my phone.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, just to let you guys know, ChatGPT has a new version. It's called 4.0. O is in the letter O. It's for Omni something, and it's free. And the truth of the matter is, I have ChatGPT. I have the top four, which are ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and Perplexity. And of course, Copilot. Copilot is now Microsoft's version of it. But just so that you know, the engine of Copilot is ChatGPT. So if you're using ChatGPT, you're using Copilot. They're going to be, if you're using Copilot, you're using ChatGPT. There's going to be some variances of it because Microsoft is incorporating their own thing. They're integrating it with their Microsoft Office and stuff. So of course, it's going to be able to do some things beyond that. But the engine of Copilot, this is just for your knowledge, the engine of Copilot is ChatGPT. Now, why do I use all four? I'm going to recommend now for new ones like Mary, Miss Mary, you brand new, just start with ChatGPT. Well, my point is ChatGPT's got a new version out. It's free, it's faster, and it's got a lot of the same features that I have a paid ChatGPT account that can do. So I'm now questioning, do I need to keep the paid or are they going to come up with something great? But definitely for people like yourself, Ms. Mary, and I don't know if I asked Trina, you want to start, I would tell everybody start with ChatGPT. It's like the mother of it. It started the whole thing in that aspect. Now, Google's been in the game much longer than anybody, but ChatGPT's got a new version. It now can upload files. It can read PDFs. So if you got a PDF you're trying to interpret, it can do that. You can give it an image. You can upload an image to it and say, what is this? You could upload a picture of you and your wife at an event, Alvin, and say, what is this? And it'll interpret it. It'll say, it looks like da 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 at da 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 da. It's amazing what it can do, and it's free. It is free. Now, what are the other? Now, Google Gemini. I love Google Gemini. Now, I use Gemini probably more than I do ChatGPT. Here are the variances and here are the differences. ChatGPT, the data set in ChatGPT. Now, I don't know about this new one. I have not researched it, but it goes up to last I looked, I believe it was September 2003. So, in other words, it can still create and do all that stuff. But if you ask ChatGPT, like if you ask it, what happened? What was the verdict of President Trump in court? It's not going to know that. Google will. I like Google because Google is the internet. Google is internet. It's search. It's all of that. So oftentimes your information will be current. Now I do know with the paid version of ChatGPT, it is more connected to the internet and allows you to be that. The other two I would recommend, again, for my newbies, I would say just stick with ChatGPT and start there. You should, get, and they're all free. Get the free version. Don't pay. Don't do the Perplexity. I was going to recommend that to you. Templexity, if you're doing research, it is an amazing AI chatbot tool for research. It provides the citations. If you're trying to say, I want to do a course on whatever, you can put it in Perplexity. Perplexity is going to give you really, really, really good results back as well as citations. Claude is another one that came out about a year or so ago. Claude is better, I believe, I feel, at now it returns some of the results. It can read bigger files, and I'm talking just the free versions now, bigger files than ChatGPT, and the results it returns when you ask it to like present a blog post or any type of writing, Claude seems to be really better at that than do it. But they all do the same. They're all tweaks about it that makes it great. If you are a Google and you work heavily in Google Workspace, you definitely need to have Google Gemini. Again, stay with the free versions right now. But again, for my newbies, start with ChatGPT. Here's another update. Suno AI. Those of you that I think Larry was on, Suno AI, and I know my musicians and songwriters are all pissed because they hate what's happening here. But once again, it is what it is, and it's coming, it's moving, and it's growing. So AI, we wrote songs using AI, and I'm actually going to play one I wrote using AI. Suno AI was one of the first major ones that kind of hit the consumer market, where you can give it a prompt and it will generate the lyrics. You can say, give me an R&B song, give me a hip hop, give me a neo soul, give me a country, and it will generate the vocals. It will generate the lyrics. You can add to it, change it around. And if you get the paid version, it is licensed for you to use. So Suno AI, those that were on that last session, they have upgraded their app. Now you can get a 4-minute max clip of the song structures improved, you get more song styles and different things like that. And of course, Canva, which is what you see I'm using, has made tremendous updates. Canva is a good tool, and this is for my newbies. If you're like having to design the flyers or do graphics for your organization or your church, Canva is, I'd say everybody use Canva. I'm not against Adobe. Adobe is king, so to speak, but it's a steep learning curve. Canva is really, really easy to jump into. So if you got to make press releases, newsletters, all that stuff, it is all in one. And now they have incorporated all these AI tools. So I just wanted to bring this information really quick of some updates to my more frequent users of AI. I recommend get all four. Yeah, I mean, just sign up. They're free. GPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and Perplexity if you're going to be doing research. But if not, do the top three. And of course, Copilot, play around with it. If you're a heavy Microsoft user, you definitely want to lean more toward Copilot. It's Chat GPT in the engine. So let me stop. Any questions on that before I move to the next thing? Y'all got questions? All right. Want to give you a little bit of my background, why is here, all that kind of stuff. I'll talk about all this later, but I'm starting a newsletter and we're moving to our YouTube channel. But the main thing I really want to share with y'all on here, and then we're going to get started, is I am starting a online course academy called the Cultivation Hub Academy. And this will be coming in information, and all you all will get this presentation so you can go back through it and click links and yada, 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 and all that kind of stuff. I am launching a new online training academy to help you learn more about AI. I will have courses out there, but not just AI. It's going to be a lot of business tools, a lot of technical tools, to help you personal development, business development, things like that. I am launching a new course platform, and I'm really excited about this, but I need 25 volunteers to say, hey, I'll take it. It's no charge to you. You just need to sign up. And what I will do is you're going to pilot some of the programs for me. So one of them is going to be on generative AI, which I am going to explain in a minute. We're going to talk about what prompting is, but you get to their quizzes that'll come with it. And then it's certification at the end, if you complete the course. They're not going to be like long courses, but if you ever use anything like Udemy or Skillshare, it's my version of that. But I wanted to put courses together because this is our last webinar. And I will be making content for YouTube. So when different tools come up or questions are asked, I'll make content. But I really wanted to lean more into the course and educational component. So if you're interested, there'll be an opportunity to sign up and be a part of that. And it's all AI created. It's all digital driven, but I need your feedback. That's like the main thing I need. When you take it as you go along, you be like, oh man, Jeff, this is too hard. You put too technical. I'm not that. And I don't care what level of knowledge you have. I want all, because my goal was to keep it, there's going to be beginner, intermediate, whatever levels, but I want to make sure that a beginner, someone like Miss Mary that says, hey, I don't know much, I need to get in it. I want to be able to, she can go in and go, oh, wow, now I understand what generative AI is, or I understand what I do. Thank you for this course. So before I make some of these public, I want to pilot with at least 25 people. So if you're interested, after on tomorrow, I'll be sending out correspondence to all of you all that signed up to be a part of that, and you'll start getting links to register for the school. Again, there's no charge or any of this. You guys are helping me tweak this. So I do need would you consider that if you're interested in being a part and helping me develop this online content? Any questions on that? The rest of it is, I have an email newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Y'all got any questions for me there? All right, I agree wholeheartedly. I have a question. Okay, Will, I'm a beginner. Who had a question? Go for it. Someone says I have a question.
You
Larry, that's
actually
you.
answered it, but then I went and found the answer myself and posted it. the difference between the Chat GPT 4 and then the Chat GPT. Like I'm paying for it. I wanted to see if it's worth continuing to pay for, because I didn't
Well,
realize that, it
wait,
automatically puts you on Chat GPT. So I've been using that, not knowing that I wasn't even using the paid version.
right. Well, I don't. I know some of the differences, and again, it's very you could do pretty much in ChatGPT
Yeah,
for the paid version. You
that's
could
why I
do it
didn't.
for but
Yeah,
before I'm gonna wait because that means they're getting ready to come out with something amazing
the
for those of
paid.
us that pay. So I'm gonna give him another month and see because I know he's getting ready to come out something crazy because he
Yeah,
wouldn't lose all that money if
yeah,
4.0 does the same thing that I'm paying for. So
right.
I'm waiting to see. I'm gonna give him a month, and then if not, I'm gonna just quit paying and I'm gonna
Yeah.
just stick with 4.0 because it does the same thing. It does all the stuff you can do with
Yeah.
4. It
That's why
does
I
it.
like the 4, because it was doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you
Yeah.
already know.
Yeah, it's all good. All good. Thank you. I got the chat now. I'm paying attention. So, all right. Last thing on feedback. I need it. What I mean, I just said. So here it is. Because I do understand. So after this course, I am going to send everybody that's attended a feedback form. I really need you to take the time to do this. It's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to make it kind of star rating. I honestly would prefer those of you that can. All you got to do is click a button. I'm techie, so I'm gonna have some tool that's going to make it easy. I would really prefer a video. One of the things because I want people to understand that I'm legit, and this allows me to continue to spread my message and teach. And I mean that sarcastic being funny, but well, seriously, because there are people that have known me forever that don't know this about me. And then there are people that know of me and it's like, is this another scam? So with your testimonies, it helps people know Jeff's legit. He actually has a brain. He's actually a little smart there. So if you would consider, I would really prefer if you do a video, but of course, if you do a text, talk about if it's helped you and what you have garnered from it. And even if you say, hey, I am no longer afraid of AI, thank you, Dr. Jeff. I really appreciate your investment of time. That really helped spread my message. That was really the only thing I asked everybody when I started this series in March is that shout me out. Shout me out because I do understand people don't know this about me. And so I have to reintroduce myself as a professional and not just a music industry person. And that I didn't just start this, that I have a background. So your testimonies help validate that. So just consider that. All right. Let's get this train going. Let me make sure no more chats. All right. All right. Let's review really quick. Artificial intelligence. I'm going to leave all these technical terms in there. The bottom line, what is AI? In simple terms, AI is making computers become more human. That is the whole concept of artificial intelligence. It is to make computers behave, process, analyze as more human. That's the simplest term, the most basic. You ain't got to really understand anything more about it. It is making computers be more human. Generative AI. Let me explain this. You go, well, what's generative AI? For those that have said AI is new, it is not new. We have had AI for a long time. If you got Siri on your phone, it's AI. Google, it's AI. Netflix, the algorithms are built on AI technology. You've had all this stuff. If you've noticed in the maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, your email started predicting your text. You ever paid that any attention? That's artificial intelligence. So I say this when I go to a lot of sessions and people I've been speaking, especially the religious people that want to send everybody to hell. I don't mean that to be funny, but I've had someone tell me it's the mark of the beast. It's in Revelation. And I'm not going to get into any biblical arguments. And I tell them, I said, well, then you've been playing with the mark of the beast as long as you've had a cell phone. So therefore, give up your cell phone because you've been playing with AI. Generative AI is what has blown up since ChatGPT. What's the difference? Alexa, Siri, Netflix, all of those are based on rules and algorithms. They can only do so much. You know, give them a certain command, it does this. If I say Siri, probably your phone gonna kick off. It's triggered by a certain generative AI is based in what they call like natural language processing, NLP, where it can create. You talk to it in natural human language. You don't need certain code. You don't need to go Alexa and then it apps or Hey Siri, then it goes or Hey Google. No, you talk to it. Generative AI can create. It can innovate. It can take stuff, an idea, and it's like, okay, let me process this and give you some. It can make new things. Where these other forms of AI are based on rules and they generate what they're trained to generate, and that's it. So that's the difference in AI. And there are other versions, but it's in simpler form. Generative AI is the AI that has blown up since 2022. And that was because OpenAI, the name of the company that created ChatGPT, came out with this tool called ChatGPT that you can talk to it like a human and it'll do stuff. So we're getting real close to the Jetsons. And honestly, let me say this. It is one of the big stuff that's happening, and if you've been watching, well, you can see even a glimpse of any of the technical stuff that's out there. Elon Musk is mad at the guy at OpenAI because they feel like he's pushing this stuff out too much, too quick, and not having enough security measures in place. With that said, there are concerns about that. I even have concerns, and I love tech, and I live in this space, which is why I'm on this mission to that we don't just go hide and go, I don't want no parts of that. You already got parts of it. And if you're not familiar, at least with what's happening, what it does, what it can do, you're going to be like, what, in the past year, there have been millions of dollars scammed because there's a tool, and I showed you guys I showed you in one of the sessions that can clone your voice and it can make phone calls and call your mom and say, "Hey, mom, this Jeff. I'm stuck in so and so. Can you cash app me $1,000 on your credit card to da 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 da?" Sounds like me, and it's gotten even better over the last years. It can have my inflection, it can have my tone, and I will add some of those things when I send you guys this PowerPoint presentation. I'll send you some of my creations. I've done a whole video. I didn't do it. I just used cloned my voice. I did a video, a whole lot of things so that you can see the technology and what it can do. Yes, it is something to be concerned with if it's used the wrong way. But I look at AI like I look at a car or Facebook. A car can take you to an amazing destination. A car can take you on a great road trip, but a car can also kill you. It's all about the driver. Facebook can promote a wonderful event, a movie premiere, but it can also tear down someone's character. It is who uses it and how it's used. And my goal is to make sure those that are listening to me are people that know how to use it, making money, making your business prosperous, helping your church, or just making your life better. So generative AI is the inner AI that has blown up, but AI has been around. So to your friends and people you know that are saying, I don't want no parts of it, snatch their phones. Don't disconnect Netflix because you've been playing with AI for at least the last 10 years. And a prompt is basically how we talk to the generative AI. So it's a query, it's a question, it's hey, I need you to do this. You do it in natural language. I see a chat. True, right. So now this whole session is about using AI for social media. You can use and I'm namely talking ChatGPT. So when I talk about that, I'm talking to tools like ChatGPT, Google Bard, Claude, and Perplexity and things like that. More so the first three. It can help you create content, help you with social media strategies, some of the benefits. Your content is a lot more personalized, and I'm going to walk through some examples. It's a little quicker because it's connected to the internet and all the information that's out there can help you. It helps people like, target your ads. It can help you grow your YouTube channel. It can help you increase engagement with your people that follow you because it understands, you can, tweak it to do the algorithms and understand all that or give you responses that make you more SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization. And when you see make something more SEO friendly, or I'm using the wrong word, it's basically make it more searchable. The whole point of SEO, search engine optimization. And please, I'm a geek. So if I get too technical, you may have to go, Dr. Jeff, slow down, break that down to me. So, search engine optimization is basically in layman term, getting to the top of Google search. The whole point is everybody wants to get on that first page, as close to the first page at the top as possible. So when you say optimize it for SEO, it will put certain words, it knows to put words in there, certain keywords based on what people search on Google and the data that Google has to make your content kind of come to that closer to that first page. Now, of course, paid people may get a little more props, but organically, it helps make your content. So it helps you optimize for searches, SEO, search engine optimization. So these are just some of the things that ChatGPT, Google, all that, and I'm going to just stick with ChatGPT in my conversation, can help you do. All right. So when you match social artificial AI with social media, it just makes you more productive. And like what Alvin talked about, you don't necessarily need a whole team of people trying to come up with ideas for social media. Well, man, we got this. I got an artist I'm trying to promote. I got a movie I'm trying to promote. And we're going to walk through some examples of that. I'm actually going to do some examples of some things you can do to start doing that and using ChatGPT. All right. Any questions on that? All right. So I've got one of the things, and I probably should have went to this one first. We talked to the generative AI. We talked to ChatGPT, Google through prompts. We give it a prompt, which is nothing but text, a request, a query, whatever you want to call it. But there is a framework that will help you get more out of this. There's a framework to the prompt. Yes, you can go in, and I'll do an example of this in a minute, and just say, write a blog post. Okay. It'll do it. It may come from all over the place, but the framework helps you create a better query, a better prompt, so that it can give you the best output. Now, what is that framework? There's 6 components of it. I would say 1 is definitely mandatory. 2, I would always say you should try to do every time. And the others, just tweak it, just make it better, just fine tune it. The persona, that's the first one. Persona is when you tell it, act like a social media marketing expert. You give it an identity. And because the data, you got to understand the data set that's in ChatGPT, and when I say ChatGPT, I'm going to say it's including all the others. The data that's out there is coming from technical articles, coming from scholars and all that. If it's out there on the internet, if it's been taught in a school, if it's written in a book, these tools have access to it. So when you say act like a social media marketer or a social media marketing expert, it now knows to grab the data that's out in the internet in the world that come from, relate to, or have been put out there by social media marketing experts. So now it's being more streamlined. So it's like, okay, I'm a social media marketer. It's kind of like the Matrix. The Matrix, if y'all remember the Matrix, he was able to just kind of look at something and turn into it. He can learn karate. Okay, now I'm a karate expert. That's what this is doing. You can give it a persona and say, like a social media marketing expert. Now, then you can give it the context. Now, context is basically the background. Who are you? All that kind of stuff. Meaning. So let's say I have a cookie company, I sell chocolate chip, macadamia, say some vegan, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm going to say is my goal, because you got to know what you want to do. Now, you have to at least know that. What I'm trying to do is build my social media presence. I want to get some posts or some captions for Facebook, so you want to get all that going. So, all right, let's step to ChatGPT. Want you to act like a social media marketing expert. And I'm going to actually give you a better prompt. Now, context. I have a cookie company called Gemini Cookies. We sell chocolate chip. We sell macadamia. We also sell vegan cookies and blah, 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 non-allergenic, whatever. So I'm going to say, the Gemini Cookie Company. Context, background. Your audience, part of that background is my audience includes vegans, teenagers 18 to 25, as much context about you and your business that you can feed into the prompt, the better. Then, of course, the task. Number 3, it's not going to happen unless you give it a task, because I gave it that's a task in a sense, but it really isn't. It's just taking on a position. Act like a social media marketing expert. Here's my background. Now you're like, okay, what am I doing? You're going to say, create a 7-day marketing strategy, create posts for Facebook, create posts for Instagram, give me real ideas for TikTok and YouTube. Give it a task. You got to tell it what you want. Example, or they'll use the term exemplar. And I'm going to stop after this and let you guys ask me some questions. Give an example. You can say, here's a copy of what I want you to do, similar to this. So you may see something out there. And that, again, this helps fine tune. Imagine you came into my office. I'm a social media marketing expert. And I'm like, hey, welcome to my office. What you want me to do? So I already got the persona because I'm a social media marketing expert. You know who the expert, what kind of person you want to look for to do the work. And I'm gonna ask, okay, well, tell me about your business. Tell me what context. That's the second thing. Then I'm like, so what do you want me to do? What do you want? Well, I'm thinking I want to do this and I want to do that. And you can say, here's an example of I'm doing a website for a client, for example. And so she has a nonprofit organization that helps people when people die. They provide financial assistance and burial assistance and all that kind of stuff. And she said, okay, here's an example of the website, Dr. Jeff, that I'm looking for. Not like this, but something on that level. So now I have a vision because I'm designing this website for her of kind of where she wants to go. So if you have examples, these are optional. You will still get great results if you don't. But again, the more you can feed the framework, the better the output. Format, next thing. How do you want it to look? Format isn't mandatory because it's smart enough to create its own formats. But if you're doing a resume, you want to say resume format. If you're doing a blog, it'll format it like a blog. If it's an email, or you can say, put all this information in the table, and it'll do that. Use bullet points. It'll do all that. Or making a LinkedIn bio. Again, that's going to be the output. What is it? What do you want it to look like when they finish? And the last thing is tone. Tone. You may see some of this in some of the AI generated content that people put out there, especially if you see all the emojis. A lot of times it has a tendency to do that. If you play with ChatGPT and all that, you see it'll add all these emojis. So a lot of times people will put tone on there. So in other words, I want to do a social media post on my cookie company, but I want it to feel fun. I don't want it to be so serious. So that you can say, hey, make it, the tone is fun, or the tone is professional, or the tone is informal, or if make it more persuasive. You can tell it all that and it knows how to structure it and put the output out. Also in here, when I send you guys this presentation, and I'm gonna pause so I can hear from you and make sure you guys still there. Here's a link to a video that was really I curated that really supports everything. Was where I got a lot of this. I learned a lot of this from, and it's 8 minutes and it breaks it down and he gives examples. So when you get this, you can click the video. I didn't create it, but I curated and it'll explain this even more in depth. So you've got the persona, context. The task is a must. You got to know what to do. Give it an example if you got it. It's optional. Format, that's optional too. And if you want a tone, 90% of people pretty much just do task. I would always say, at minimum, if you can do task and context. Now, there's going to be some requests doesn't require, I don't need to write a book if I'm asking you about what's the circumference of a circle. Well, I don't need a context saying, well, I'm going to school and I'm learning how to do. You don't need all that. You just need an answer. So you've got to have a task at minimum. But context is if it's really starting to create something for you. If you can give it a little background about who you are, or if it's your business, or that it will, it will jump almost like into a persona. But if you give it a persona of the whole, and think persona is, if I was going to hire someone to do this, who would I call? If you're looking to get flyers, you're going to call a graphic designer, right? So you're going to say as if you are a graphic designer. Now you can add to that, and we're going to do some prompts in a minute after I take some questions with 20 years experience, flyers for movies or doing animations for movies, persona. Now you are fine tuning it. Yes. Does this make any sense? You have any questions? Let me hear about the prompt framework. I don't want you to overthink it. If you give it a task and context, let's start there. To just start getting used to it. But if all you know is the task, I'm going to give you something to help. So if you still like, oh my God, this is a lot. What's coming next? I got a bonus that's going to help you. If you stuck, don't know what to ask, it's not all that. But let me stop. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me.
So
I can
Jeff,
tell you one. Go ahead. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, Mr. Alvin.
No, go ahead, please.
No, he gonna ask 100 questions, Alvin. Let you go first so you can get yours in.
Oh, no. Go ahead, please.
Go ahead, Larry. I'm messing with you. You know I'm messing with you.
No, no. What I was going to say is what you're saying is absolutely true. If you just put in generic requests, it's going give you a generic random output. But if you're more specific, especially how you have laid it out like that, it will give you closer to what you really want than what it would do on its own if you just said, hey, say this. So what you have laid out, I have come to find out to be very true. The more exact you are, or the more direct and specific you are in your request, the better the output will be.
Thank you, Larry. Go ahead, Alvin.
Yeah, pretty much is a comment and a question. And just to add on what Larry just said, absolutely right. You pretty much just, not pretty much, you confirmed just my trial and error, for example. And then as I relate to what I do, it's not trying to promote what I'm doing. I'm just using that as an example. So, for example, when you start off by saying creating a persona, when I have an idea, I was trying to develop ideal treatment, whole nine to write a script. And then I was like, okay, just by happenstance, act like my writing partner to write a screenplay treatment. And when I put that in, it totally changed the game. And so that's my comment. So I appreciate the theory you put behind it. It's spot on. So my question would be, when I'm building a website, I use WordPress. So for example, if I'm using Yoast, do I take the same process as far as, be my I guess SEO manager and write the best whatever in order for my website to compete with essence.com? So is that pretty much still in the same alley or close to it?
This framework would work for any of it. So yes, so you can say act like you are an SEO expert, and I would add stuff like with 10 years experience, because it's going to grab us. It's going to start looking at specific data sets from people who have been SEO for more than 5 years, and it's going to start looking at that data set that's out there and saying, okay, now I know where to look. Now what you want? Okay. Well, oh, you're doing a website. Okay. All right. All right. Now I know a little more where to look, fine tune it. Okay. Okay. Now you want me to give you the content for the first page for the hero section. Okay. Oh, you're working in WordPress. Okay. Let me make sure I look at that information over there. And once you get the task, so yes, this framework works for anything. If you're using these tools, use this framework. Now, again, every item is not mandatory. But I would always say, and like I think you guys just confirmed it, if you can at least have the context and the task, the persona, I would say if you can do that, again, it just helps to, you got an expert. So I need someone who's a chef. You don't want me to cook, you want a chef, and that's you said, so pretend you are a licensed sous chef, or I don't know the difference, but all da, and I'm trying to do Thanksgiving dinner. That's context. I need you to do this. Yes. So, Albert, to answer your question, yes, this framework works for everything. So, if you're designing a website, tell it to I'm an SEO expert, or you are a master web designer, and you can give it several personas: master web designer and SEO expert. The best way to find personas, and I'm going to find it for those of you guys that have all been a part of this, there's like a comprehensive list of all the different personas that you can use. But if you would go to Indeed or any job search and say, search SEO careers, and just start using those, pretend you are a blah, 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 blah. So you can grab any of those careers and use that as your persona. It will take it and make it work.
I was going to say another thing, Jeff. And when you say that this could be what you mean, no, it's not. But in the person that you want to talk like in that moment, for instance, like if you want something in first person, to say it as if you're saying it in first person, then you want to say that, because if not, it's not going to write it like that.
That's tone. I will put that in tone. That would be persona. That would be more of the tone. How do I want this to feel? That's what tone is. I want it to feel. I want it to be first person. I want it to be third person. That would be more of the tone. But yes, you can say that. Again, look at the results. And if you don't like it, that's where they call it follow-up prompts. So don't feel like, and I want to hear from Joy, Retreat, Tim, and I don't know, I think we lost the young lady. Because I want to hear y'all thoughts, because we all talking, and I want to hear but you can always do a follow-up prompt if you don't like it. So if it gives you a result, you go, then you can just talk to it, say, I need it to be more first person. That's all you got to say. Hit enter. And it'll go from there. If you don't like that, be like, and you can keep communicating. But let me hear from some of you other guys. Tell me what you're feeling. Is this too much? Have I lost my freaking mind? Talk to me.
Well, just from my point of view, I'm just a curious person. So I'm going to just say that I'm going to learn all I can learn because
But
right now I'm in a lot of
is
areas.
it feeling overwhelming? Tell me. I can back up a little bit, or I'm open. Just tell me.
Oh no, I'm in the stage of listening at this point, and
Okay.
then I will engage further as we
Okay.
go along.
Okay. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just want to make sure I'm not, I'm a nerd, so I can go way over there. I just make sure I'm reeling it in.
I like that too.
Let me hear from the other Tim, Joy, Tree. I'm sorry, Miss Rosie Moore. Let me tell me what you heard about what you heard so far.
Hey Jeff, this is Joy.
Hey.
It's just new to me, so I'm just learning. Everything is like, wow, it's just a lot. It is a lot. Kind of confusing, so I just gotta keep doing it, learning, because I want to make money.
I know that's right. So here's what I would start with, Joy. Take away, don't ignore trying to learn the background of AI, ignore trying to learn the history of generative AI and all that kind of stuff. Start with just dig in with the prompting and watch this video. I would just start here because that's what most people do. They bring up ChatGPT and they kind of just start. So forget all that background and nerdy technical stuff. Start getting comfortable with prompting, but think of it as if you came into my cubicle and said, Jeff, I need you to do this, and having a conversation. So I would start here with the framework and watch the video and just then play around with it a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
Doug Jeff, one of my favorite prompts is explain it to me like I'm 5. That one and the Albert Einstein prompt for like conditions, like that's just mind blowing because it breaks it down really fast and really quick. Even though you might have to do multiple prompts to kind of get what you like, but it's cool stuff.
So that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. Joy, this can be a good thing, like to just kind of ease some of the fear. Go in and just say, okay, what do you want to learn? You can say, I want to learn about this, but explain it to me like I'm 5, or explain it to me like I'm 14. Explain it to me like, I'm a newbie. That's context. I don't know much about this. It's scary. You can actually say that. If you go, I really want to learn how to use Chat GPT and AI to make money. I'm new to this. I'm scared of this. This is a lot and it's overwhelming. Give me some ideas, but break it down for someone that's new. You can say that exact phrase and start there and just so you can start easing into it, But like what he said, you can say, explain to me like I'm 5. This stuff is amazing. And I guarantee you, as you start doing that a little more, just start jumping in. So just start jumping in with playing with prompts and doing different things and don't even worry about all that history. We get to that later.
Hey Jeff, can I say one thing that
Absolutely.
that self motivates me? Especially, I was scared, didn't know where to start. But once I got going, one thing I understood, and you continue to confirm it, is that remember when the internet first started and everybody got into business and Mark Cuban and everybody became billionaires because they set up all these companies? AI is the exact same way. So, for example, you can literally create a business, get to market quicker than the bigger agencies and be more accurate than them because you're basically taking all of the years that's out there on the internet once you learn the prompts that I'm finding out. That's really the key thing and the way the framework you just gave. So again, just to sum it up, the motivation for me is I really have to contain myself because every time I learn something new, it's like, okay, not only have my business, which stays on the bottom line, I don't have to hire someone. What it does, I can turn around and create another business out of that because I'm my own proof of concept because I'm using.
Right. And to Joy's point, you want to, make money. And here's a way to just play with it. Take a subject you know nothing about and give that prompt and ask it, say, hey, I want to learn about this. I know nothing about it, but I'm interested in looking into it to make money. Explain it to me as a newbie or like a 5-year-old. And if the 5-year-old seems too simple, you can say, okay, you can, bring it up a little bit. It's like, can you make it a little bit more informative or professional, decent? Try there and again to play with, especially something you're interested in doing. And so there are great opportunities to make money. But back to the personas, I brought you some in here. Here's some persona ideas, but and because our topic is primarily social media, here's some you can say act like you're a social media marketer, act like you're a social media strategist, act like you're a digital marketer. A digital marketer is different from social media, where a social media marketer, strategist, manager focuses on content for social media, blah, blah, blah. A digital marketing person does all the digital platforms, emails, blogs, website, SEO, all that different kind of stuff. A digital, so if you're looking to do something for that includes all of it, you might want to say, act like a digital marketing expert. You'll still get great results if you say you're a social media marketer and tell it to include an email. And I'm going to show you one of these prompts. So let's look at something. Here's what I'm going to, when you stuck, this is the prompt that has saved my life. And I don't know why I stopped using it, but I was stuck the other day and I got turned on to this a couple months ago. And I got stuck the other day and I was like, oh, let me go back. And I'm thinking, why haven't I shared this? So here's an example. This is what you do when you don't know what to do. Here's a simple prompt. Can y'all see this? Yes. Just say yes, no. I want to make sure y'all can see it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I am multitasking. All right. I got you. Got you. Affiliate links. Got you. Here's a simple prompt. Give me 5 examples of a goals and objective statement for social media. Now, again, this is the Gemini Cookie Company, and I would describe my business. I have the Gemini Cookie Company. I sell chocolate chip cookies, macadamia, blah blah blah. I'm based in Chicago, Illinois. My demographics, remember context. So you gave it a task, and it's not necessarily any order. You gave it a task. I'm gonna come back to that. Gave it a task. Gave it context. Said at minimum have task and context, right? Bam, you do that. But you like, well, I know I gotta establish a goals and objective statement, but I really don't know where to start. This is what you do anytime in anything you're trying to do, and you really don't know what to ask it. This has been wonderful. Keep the better prompt, but I'm gonna add this up here. Let me move that out. Get rid of all this, and I'm gonna just say update. You guys are gonna get this presentation, so don't worry about it. You're gonna love this. Now, so say, I don't know, I know I need to get a goal and objective statement for my business, or if you're trying to write a mission statement, or if you're trying to write whatever it is, what you're trying to start. I mean, all the things you got to do to start. I need 5 examples of a goal and objective statement. You give it the context. Here's the great thing. But first, ask me 10 to 15 qualifying questions to help you complete your task. Y'all want me to demonstrate this? What it will do is ask you a bunch of questions until it feels comfortable that it's got what it needs and it's going to take off. So it's going to interview you. It's going to pick your brain and say, okay, it's smart enough to know if I'm developing a goals and objective statement, I need all this. So it kind of turns into that persona, that expert, without you asking it. In a sense, it does. So let me demonstrate it. All right. I am in Chat GPT. Give me 5 examples of a goal and objective statement for social media. Okay. For social media. I have a cookie company called Gemini Cookies. We only sell gourmet chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, and custom vegan cookies. My audience includes vegans and kids ages 6 to 12, and any other information you can give it about you. So now we're going to take that. Here are 5 examples of goals and objectives. Hey, Tony, give me 5 examples of a goals and objective statement for social media. I have a cookie company called Gemini Cookies. We only sell gourmet chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, and custom vegan cookies. My audience includes vegans and kids ages 6 to 12. Then I'm going to say, but first, ask me 10 to 15 qualifying questions to help you complete your task. Watch this. So now it has given me how many questions that I have to answer. I'm going to answer a couple. What are your current social media platforms? Remember, you're walking into somebody's office who does social media. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions to get down to, yeah, you can say I got this cookie company and I want objectives, but anyone that's a real expert or a consultant, they're going to dig. And so anytime you don't know what to ask it, you know what you want to do. I got to write content for Facebook. I need to write posts for Facebook. I got this event happening. I got this movie I'm trying to promote. You know what you're trying to do. You know who you are or your company. How do I ask it? Make it ask you. So it's what are your social media platforms? Which ones are you most active on? Do you have any specific branding guidelines or themes that you follow on social media? This is good. So I'm going to answer number one, and I'm going to show you what happens if you get to a question that's like, I kind of really know that. So you can say, so let's say number two, do you have any specific branding guidelines or things that you follow on social media? I'm like, what? So it's like, before I answer, can you explain number two? Certainly. When asking about branding guides or themes, I'm referring to the visual and tonal consistency, and let's go down, that you maintain across your social media presence. This means your visual style, colors. So it's asking about branding, my colors, that would probably include your logos and all that kind of stuff. But you would go and answer the questions. So I'm going to say, so let me answer, what is your current social media platforms and which one you might select? Okay. So you can go number one, Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, and you would hit shift and enter. Number two, what are your social branding guidelines or themes? I would say themes, my colors, we'll do that, are black, gold, and I'm going to move quickly. Gold, purple. We'll use that for my branding colors. We'll just give it that. Give it what you know. What are your current social media engagement metrics like? I'm going to say 3. I don't know. Or that's the last one I'm going to ask. And we'll just, any specific challenges or pain points you're currently facing with your social media strategy? Yes, I need to increase engagement, likes, and subscriptions. So I gave them that 4. And you can answer whatever, okay, and it's gonna so it's gonna make me answer the rest of them. So no, what I'm gonna say is, can you continue? No, I ain't gonna ask it. Continue without the other answers. But go ahead and answer them. If you're doing this for real, go ahead and answer. So sure, based on the information you provided, here are 5 goals and objective statements for Gemini Cookie's social media. It has given you some objectives. Based on what you gave me, this is what you want to do. You want to increase your overall engagement. Here's a goal. Here's some suggestions. But what if you actually want the content? It's like, this is great, but I want to actually write the post. You can say, now create captions for Facebook, IG, and LinkedIn for 7 days of posting. It's giving you some recommendations. It is giving you a outline. It is giving you recommendations. And the more information, what y'all think about this? Ask me 10 to 15 qualifying questions to help you complete the task. If you do that, and anytime you're stuck with ChatGPT, Google Gemini, it doesn't matter, Perplexity. If you are stuck, you know what you want to do, you got your background, you can just say, I need to write a thesis on this. And you don't have background, you say, ask me 10, 15 qualifying questions to help you complete the task. That part right there is it. It's challenging you, making you think. And I also showed you, if it asks you a question that you like, you can say, can you please elaborate on number 2? And if you get to a point where it's like, I ain't answering all this, I'm going to answer 6 and keep moving, I recommend answer all of it. So it can be better in the response that it gives you, because it won't stop. And you have to manually tell it, please continue with what I gave you. Again, we're talking English. We haven't talking any technical terms. You ask it a question. It's just when you understand the framework and the prompt, and then you add special prompts like this, it just helps. So when you don't know what to do, make it ask you questions and it'll figure it out. Let me stop. What y'all think?
Sounds good and excellent solutions.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of those things. So if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what to prompt it, I see that. Thank you. Humanized responses may be important depending on future context. Yeah. Yeah. I can see how the thesis assignment gets to be a cruising. All right. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Rest of this into weird terms. Yeah. So, this is just a prompt secret I learned, I gathered, and it's been amazing. So when you stuck, it can ask you questions. I would, again, recommend give it a number, because I think it's going to do 20 by default. And if you're like, oh God, I don't want to sit through all this, but I would recommend it if you're actually trying to create some content. Where it doesn't have to be social media. It can be you trying to do a business plan. I want to don't limit it to this subject we're talking about today. You want to write a business plan. I don't know how to write it. I don't do that. Say I want to write a business plan. Here's my company, J. Rob United Group. Here's the information about it. Blah 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 blah. Or if you just starting a company, it's like I need to get a mission and a vision statement and a value statement. Here's I need a mission, vision, and value statement for my company, J. Rob United Group. We offer technical solutions and workflow streamline, blah, 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 blah. Ask me 10 to 15 qualifying questions to help you complete the task. If you add that line in any time you stuck, it's going to make a difference and it'll help you get unstuck. All right. Questions, comments, thoughts. Let me finish up. And I appreciate all y'all time. How y'all feel about that? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I'm excited.
Does it make you feel a little bit better stepping into this?
It makes me want to know more and more and more. And I hope it doesn't become addictive.
I mean, it's a great tool. It is just an amazing tool. I'm always preaching the Chat GPT sermons because I just think this is an amazing tool that we could use and we can benefit from. Let me share my screen. And there we go. We'll wrap it up and grow with. But that's like a secret, ain't a secret, but that's an amazing line to add to any prompt. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're stuck, it will help. If all you have is the task, I need to create this. Ask me, but first, ask me, blah, blah. And you don't have to have but first. You can just say, ask me 10 questions to help you complete the task. It's just all the verbiage. So let me wrap up. Any questions, comments, and I'll explain what the rest of this is because I want to be cognizant of the time and what we can do with that. Give me any questions, comments, thoughts thus far, and I'll take the next few minutes to wrap up. All right. Here's some prompt examples specifically for Instagram, and you can use this on Facebook. And I actually created a link to the guy I got it from. There is one I would love to see somebody try. He kind of guarantees if you follow his prompts, 90 days, you can grow your YouTube channel, your Instagram to 10,000 followers. I would be interested in somebody trying that, letting me know, and we respond to this guy, say, hey, it didn't work or it did work. But here's some more prompts you can use for Instagram, for Reels and Instagram bio to increase engagement. There's some YouTube strategies. You are a YouTube growth strategist. There's that persona. The channel currently has blah, 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 and aims to blah, blah, what you want to do. There's the context. Please suggest 3 strategies to reach this goal. There's the task. And here's the bonus prompt. Ask me 10 questions, 10 qualifying questions to help you complete this task. Whatever. You can throw that in there. That's more elaborating on what we just talked about when you're stuck using it. And here's more. And here's a good prompt I saw if you want to get several of yours. It's more of that digital marketing person where it says, I need help writing copy for my business. So this includes sales, emails, blog posts, options for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok ideas. And I've got whatever else you need. But first, ask me 15, 20 questions to better understand. And what it will do, it will write, it'll give you a sales email. Then it'll write a blog post. Then it'll give you captions and AKA posts for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and even ideas for TikTok. So it'll do all that. And we're doing all this in one prompt. Well, then, of course, it says, ask me. So you got to answer the questions. But again, the more details you feed it, if you use this extra sentence, this one sentence, in any time you're trying to do something and you needed to create something, it is going to make your output tremendous. It's going to make your output so much better. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope it was helpful. I do, again, want to be cognizant of the time. I try to keep this to no more than 90 minutes max. I am going to take some questions. I'll open the floor for questions. Let me just let you know, you all will get this presentation that has the information, the links. I really do. When I send the feedback, please do it. Let these folk know I'm legit and I ain't out here trying to scam people. But also the opportunity for those of you that just joined, I have created an online course and I need 25 people to volunteer. I've started an online school. It's called the Cultivation Hub Academy, and they're going to be online and AI generated courses on AI, different tools, business tools, different things like that. And I'm looking for 25 people that will volunteer to be guinea pigs so that I can tweak these courses. Let me know if they're too easy, too hard, or they come with quizzes, and you actually get a certification when you finish. So I'm gonna like the first course is gonna be on generative AI and what it is, and there won't be any more than an hour long at the most. And you just take them, watch the videos, take the test, answer questions, do all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be very interactive and fun. But I will need your feedback on if it's horrible, it sucks. But the other feedback I need, if you would do that within the next week, is a testimonial, letting me know that this has been helpful. This has made me a little less scared of AI. Jeff Robinson is stupid. I'll never talk to him again. Anything like that. Also, I do need your feedback, and I'll provide the resources and stuff in here. And here's my business pitch. Here's my sales. I do have my company. If you're looking, we can do some consulting, help you look at your, not just whether you have a company now, you're thinking about starting a company, help you with your church or your organization. Let's look at how we can streamline operations and bring tech tools. It's not just AI. I'm a tech guy, so I have access to a knowledge of resources of various tech tools that can help you be more productive in your life. So that's it. I'll take the next few minutes for some questions. Y'all let me know how you feel, what you think about this. Give me something. Yes, this is excellent in so many areas I stated. Thank you, Ms. Mary. I appreciate it. Y'all good?
Well, Dr.
Good.
Robinson, I want to say thank you for your time and your energy. And I do know that I will grow from just this morning. I will grow and I will be looking into those different areas that you say we can get for free to get myself more into AI.
Awesome. Awesome. And I will, if you guys sign up for the mailing list, I will be sending out stuff like, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. Like people are always asking, well, how can I make money? Here's some things you could do. I mean, just with learning, getting comfortable with prompts, let me just tell you, you can do what they call copywriting. People that are looking, so that posting on social media, especially those of us that got organizations, if we're doing it, it's tedious. Well, maybe you get a little comfortable with prompting, take some of these prompts and curate more from Instagram and YouTube and just say, hey, you can be a social media manager. I can help, blah, 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 blah. That's something you can start. Or if you want to do some writing, or there's so many other things, it's just more than just for writing. But there are ways to begin to do business and business models you can make just from this is just chat GPT. I have not even gone into some of you have been on the other sessions. I've showed you some other AI tools. There are tools that can help that record your meetings, that even if you don't attend a meeting, it'll record it, transcribe it, and give you a summary. That to get all these tools, and I read and I research all these tools. So being part of that newsletter, you'll get access to that. So it's just beyond more than just chat GPT. But there are so many ways you can make money and monetize this. You want to do some consulting, let's talk. I always do about 30 minutes free. And let me know. I would love for you guys to be a part of the classes, the launch of my new academy online. And I appreciate everybody's time. Anybody else got any comments or anything? I hope this was helpful. The feedback was going to be tremendous. Anybody else? Quiet audience today.
We here.
Was this helpful? Was it? I mean, was it good? Let me know something.
Absolutely. Hey, Jeff, if it lets me do it, I think it will. I'm going to send an example testimonial video that people
Well,
can.
okay, I'll send you a link so you ain't got to record it. But if you want to do that, that's fine. If you want to record your own, that's fine. I can send you a link. I'm a gadget. I got toys.
You better do it.
I got toys. I can send you a link. All you got to do is give it the 5-star rating, and you can click a button and it'll record whether you're on your phone. I got gadgets. I keep telling you, I got all kind of tools. So you don't have to create a video. When I send you the link, it's all in there, and you can type your testimonial, give it a 5-star rating. You can type it or record a video and say, "Hey Jeff, thank you, man. You stupid. I hate you." Yeah. So I'll send you a link. You don't have to go make a video. Just put your wigs on and put your lipstick on. Ladies, if y'all don't want to get in camera looking bad, put a hat on, do something. But I appreciate it, though. No, seriously. Thank you, everybody. Anybody else, and then I'm gonna let you go. And you will get this a presentation and how to sign up for the class and the mailing list and do the feedback. I really appreciate it. This is the last one for a while. Life has just been busy. I may resume these again in the fall, but stay connected through the mail list. We're going to be doing some more teaching and conferences live on AI and how you can make it work for you.
Hey,
All
Jeff.
right?
Hey,
Yes.
Jeff, did you get the testimonial that I sent?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
and what I'm still going to send in what I need to that those testimonials I'm going to use, but I also want, especially those of you that have done them, I do need to get the star rating, and that's
Okay.
called social proof. If you've heard the term social proof, you go to people's website and they'll have Alvin Williams, Jeff was great, 5-star. That's called social proof. I want to be able to put those on the website along with your written and video testimonials. I didn't. So if you could do that, ask a couple questions. What you think it is? 1-star, 5-star. What do you think it is? Maybe no more than 5 questions. And then it'll have a place where you can leave a comment. But for those that are going to do video, it'll give you a chance to do that as well.
Hey, Jeff,
Yes, I did get it.
can you text me your cell phone number, please?
Yes. Is it Larry? Who's this?
That's
Alvin?
Alvin.
Alvin. Okay.
Yeah.
I will. I sure will.
I got to figure out why my cell phone keep purging numbers.
Mine does too. And I mean, and I'd love to come to your church, to your organization. I will be at a conference. I don't know if you're in Atlanta. I
Yeah.
will be at Jacqueline Carr's conference in a couple weeks. We just solidified that. So I'll be speaking and doing a presentation on AI. If you're in the East Coast in August, I am doing a Truth Summit, and I'm actually doing hands-on there where everybody's bringing laptops, and I'm going to do a whole lot more examples of prompts and tools like I did. So I'm doing one for older people and one for youth.
And you was just in Houston?
I was just in Houston. I did a presentation for the National Association of Gospel Radio. So I'd love to come and present and or do some training, do some hands-on. There's so much we can do with this.
So yeah, I want to talk to you when you come to Atlanta. I want to interview you while you're here. I get with Tam on this show.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. I'll send that to you right away. Thank you guys. I hope I didn't overlook anybody. So good, Joy. So good to see you. Joy and I work together, so it's good to see that. And Tim, everybody, Tree, I love you, girl. Thank you, Tony, for all your support. What's the YouTube link? I will send that. Okay, I'll send that right now, so y'all can get that. Oh, let me say this. I have the previous sessions. Oh, I just sent that to Mary. Hang on. I meant to send it to everybody. I had all the previous sessions. The replay is out there on our YouTube page. So if you want to go back to some of the previous ones, the webinars is like maybe 4. They're out there on the YouTube page. So you can go, of course, subscribing would be great. All right, guys. I mean, unless you got some more, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you, everybody. Be looking for follow-up information so that you can be a part of the courses and all that good stuff. Thank y'all for your time. I
All right, thank
appreciate it.
you.
Bye bye.
All right.
Thank you.
You too.